The Foreskin Snatcher. The small town of Harrow's End was a quiet place, nestled between dense, whispering pines and a sluggish river that cut through the earth like an old scar. It was the kind of town where everyone knew each other's business until the night the first man woke up screaming. Jacob Teller was a burly mechanic, a man who prided himself on his toughness. That night, though, his wife found him clawing at the sheets, his face pale as death, clutching himself beneath the waistband of his boxers. "It's gone," he shrieked, voice cracking like a boy's. "It's fucking gone." Beside his trembling hand, on the nightstand, lay a crisp $20 bill and a note, written in jagged, spidery script. The Foreskin Snatcher was here. The town doctor confirmed it. Jacob's foreskin, healthy and intact the night before, had been severed with surgical precision. No blood, no stitches, no sign of a struggle beyond his thrashing in the dark. Just gone. The police laughed it off at first, calling it a prank gone too far. But then it happened again. And again. By the fifth victim, Harrow's End was a town on edge. Men locked their doors, slept with knives under their pillows, and whispered about the thing they'd started to see in the shadows, a faceless humanoid, tall and gaunt, with limbs that bent at unnatural angles. Its fingers were the worst, long, thin, and sharp as scalpels, glinting like wet bone in the moonlight. They called it the Foreskin Snatcher, a name that stuck after the notes kept piling up, each one accompanied by that damned $20, like it was paying for what it took. No one knew why it did it. Some said it was a demon, others a sick experiment escaped from some government lab. Old Man Grady swore it was a curse from the woods, punishment for the loggers who'd stripped the pines bare decades ago. All anyone knew was that it came in the night, silent as a shadow, and left its mark on grown men who'd never felt so violated. Tom Rourke was the sixth. A cocky gym rat who bragged he'd beat the shit out of that freak if it came for him. He set up a camera in his bedroom, loaded a shotgun, and waited. The next morning, his buddies found him curled in a ball on the floor, sobbing, the shotgun untouched. The camera footage showed nothing but static for 3 minutes at 2:17 a.m., then Tom, suddenly awake, screaming as something unseen pinned him down. When the picture cleared, he was alone, clutching himself, a $20 bill fluttering to the floor beside a note in that same jagged scrawl. Word spread beyond Harrow's End. The internet laughed, memes of the Snatcher flooded forums, crude drawings of a faceless thing with dripping claws captioned, "Check your junk, boys." But the men of Harrow's End weren't laughing. They stopped sleeping. They started drinking. Some left town altogether, abandoning wives and kids rather than face another night wondering if they'd be next. Then came the night I saw it. I'd been up late, nursing a beer on my porch, the air thick with the smell of pine and damp earth. The streetlights flickered, and the woods beyond went silent, no crickets, no owls, nothing. That's when I saw it, a shape slinking between the trees, too tall, too thin, its head a smooth, featureless void. Its fingers, God, those fingers swayed like branches in a storm, clicking softly as they brushed together. It didn't look at me. It didn't have eyes to look. But I felt it know I was there. I stumbled inside, locked the door, and grabbed my old hunting rifle. My hand shook so bad I could barely load it. I sat in the dark, listening, waiting for the sound of those claws on my porch. It never came. But when I woke up the next morning, sprawled on the couch, rifle still in my lap, I felt a cold dread settle in my gut. I checked. I had to. My jeans were unzipped, and there, on the coffee table, was a $20 bill and a note. The Foreskin Snatcher was here. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just sat there, staring at that note, feeling the phantom ache where something used to be. The money felt dirty in my hand, like blood money for a piece of me I'd never get back. I burned the note, but the words stayed with me, etched into my skull. The Snatcher didn't stop. It never does. Harrow's End is a ghost town now, abandoned by men who couldn't face the shame or the fear. I left too, but I still wake up some nights, clutching myself, terrified I'll find another $20 on the pillow. Because I know it's out there, in the woods, in the dark, faceless, relentless, its long, sharp fingers stained with the trophies it claims. And it's coming for someone else.